Starting the gym in 2026 is a brilliant idea, and it doesn't really matter what your starting point is. Even if you're skinny right now and you have shit genetics and you think you could never be jacked, you will. Because it doesn't matter what your starting point is, it matters where you end up in. And in 2 years from now, when time is going to be past anyway, you're going to be glad that you started going to the gym now, okay? So let me tell you exactly why if you are not in the gym in 2026, you are effectively missing out, okay? Now, we have 3 simple words for this. It's my own personal method. It's the CRG method. C stands for confidence. R stands for respect. G stands for girls. Okay? So the CRG method stands for confidence, respect, girls. And now let me tell you a personal story out of all of them to tell you exactly how the gym helped me with all of those and now made me have a better life than I did before. Okay? Starting with confidence. Here's a picture of what I looked like back in the days. I was skinny. Absolutely. Completely skinny. You see the bones here on my arms. There was nothing on it. There was no meat on my biceps whatsoever. It was horrible. And naturally, people used to pick on me. Now, obviously, I don't look like that anymore. I look like this now. This is a huge difference. And because of that, people don't pick on me now anymore. People don't bully me anymore. People don't make fun of me anymore. People don't disrespect me anymore, you know? And when all of this shit happens is when you start to lose confidence. Because maybe you used to be a confident individual when you were still small and still a kid and you were still like in primary school and you were just out goofing with your friends, not a care in the world. Maybe then you were still confident. But as time goes on and you maybe are in high school and high school hasn't been the easiest for you because you've always been a skinny guy or a fat guy, just out of shape in general, then time goes on and all of a sudden you're in your job and you still haven't changed visually. You're still not very attractive. You're not someone who, if you would look at that person, you would instantly know, oh, he takes care of himself. He carries himself in a manner where he respects himself. He carries himself so well that he does things that most people aren't willing to do, and that is work out for hours every single week, look after what they're eating, check their diet, you know? Those things are not easy, and that's why people respect it, because it doesn't come instantly. You can't just snap your finger and have a wish from a genie and just be shredded all of a sudden. It doesn't work like that. It's hard work and everyone knows that who sees it. And that will make you have more confidence, okay? Because you know you are the type of person who does those things to be there. If you are now, let's say fast forward 2 years, imagine where you could be if you started the gym right now. Imagine how you would look. You would pull your shirt up and you would see a six-pack. You would go to the beach and you would be the first person to take off his shirt. Have you ever done that? No. It's never you who initiates, oh yeah, let's take a shirt off, so let's go swimming. You know, even if it's hot. Most of you motherfuckers out here actually, I don't really feel like swimming today because you're embarrassed of what you look like. And how do I know? Because I used to be in your fucking shoes. Guess what, motherfucker? You're not the only one who's struggling with those type of things. There are many people out here in the world who have your same struggles. But then there's also people like me who've overcome those struggles and now became the complete opposite, okay? I used to have zero confidence. I used to have hard talking to girls. I used to have it hard looking people into the eyes even when speaking to them. I was having trouble keeping eye contact. And I guarantee you right now, 90% chance you also have that problem. Most people have that problem that aren't in shape, okay? So by getting in shape, you prove to yourself, you have undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. You are someone who does the things he's supposed to do even when he doesn't feel like them. Okay? So that is how you get confidence. You don't get confidence by brainwashing yourself and saying this shit like, oh, fake it till you make it. That's great and all. But you can only fake confidence that much until people start to notice that this is just some fucking bullshit. This is a setup. This is not true. You can't fake confidence. Confidence comes from within, and you can't fake that. You can make it seem like you're confident, but everyone will see right fucking through it. You can fucking tell when someone's faking being confident. You can tell it by the sound of their voice. You can tell it by the look in their eyes if they're actually confident or not. And so when you enter a room as someone who has muscle, people will just assume you are confident. So confidence equals you. You are now confident because now we have time traveled 2 years in the future. Okay? It's 2 years in the future. You're already shredded. You can look down in your fucking belly right now. There's no fucking fat there. There's your six pack. Wouldn't that be fucking great? You can have it. So let's get going. R, respect. You right now have zero respect. We've talked about it a little bit. We've braced it in the confidence section. But you right now have zero respect. If I look at you right now, not to disrespect you, not to be rude to you, but I can't respect you simply for clearly, visibly seeing that you don't respect yourself. If I look at you and I tell you, if you say one more word, I'm gonna kick your face in. What are you gonna do? It sounds rude, but what are you gonna do? You're either skinny or you're fat watching this right now. Or you're fucking skinny fat. I do gym, I do calisthenics, I go running, I do boxing, and I do Muay Thai. Guess who's gonna fucking win? Guess who's gonna be intimidated by that? If you say, oh yeah, but then I'm gonna just fight back, fucking try. I dare you to fucking try. Now that might sound rude, but do you get where I'm coming from? Like there is nothing that you could threaten me with that I'd be intimidated by, where I'd be like, oh, I better respect this guy, you know? Anything you throw at me, I can literally dodge. I can use my Aikido to say, this is bullshit, I'm not afraid of you, shut up, bitch, know your place, sit the fuck down. And you can do nothing about it. And that's the reason why someone who's physically larger than you and someone who has built his body, who has built his skills, his social skills, his confidence, his body, his fighting skills, all of these things will naturally have more respect than you could ever have. Because he commands the respect wherever he goes, because he's dangerous. Not because, oh, I'm dangerous, oh, I'm uncontrollably and I'm raging out here and I'm threatening people. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's cringe. That's what it's about. It's you have the capability to be dangerous. Right now, you don't have respect because you're not capable of being dangerous. Doesn't that piss you off? Does that not piss you off? Look back to a time where you've been fighting with some girl and she literally beat you up. How's a fucking woman stronger than you? How is that a thing? You have the genetic advantage, but most men nowadays are pussies. They're weak. They're incapable of force. This is not what it should be. And it starts with the gym. It starts with building muscle. Then it starts with, okay, now I built the muscle, now I built the frame, now I look good. Maybe let me start going to Muay Thai practice or boxing practice or anything. You know, building my fighting skills, becoming more well-rounded, becoming more capable of things, of extreme situations. Because if you get into an extreme situation right now, bro, you'd be lost. You'd be lost. And I'm not talking to you right now. You know who I'm talking to right now? Me looking into the camera, into the lens right now, I'm fucking talking to me from 2.5 years ago. Because I gotta be blunt to myself. Me 2.5 years ago, I'd be lost. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. I would fucking run and hide. Now, given by most situations, that's still the smartest thing to do. But if I couldn't run or hide anymore, I would know how to fucking defend myself. You, on the other hand, would fucking pray to God that nothing happens to you and the attacker or the enemy or whatever situation you are in shows mercy. Like, you don't want to ever be in that situation. And I'm not saying, oh, you will come into this situation. Yeah, it's fucking unrealistic. You probably won't ever be in a situation where you need that. But it's better to be a fucking warrior in a garden than a gardener in war, okay? He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war, okay? We just pulled out the fucking philosophy right here, but it's fucking true, okay? Respect is also you. Because you command those things. You deserve those things now. Because it's 2 years later. Okay? We'll write the 2 years later. 2YL. Girls. The last section. It's very simple. Do I really have to say much about this? Obviously, naturally, you will get more girls. Okay? You are a man. You want women. Okay? So many people say, oh no, it's bullshit. I don't want to start the gym for women. That's so superficial. I just want to start the gym to feel good about myself. You fucking feel good about yourself. But you're not going to feel good about yourself if every fucking woman that you look at thinks you're a creep. Pretty privilege is real, bro. If you go up to a woman right now, looking the way you're looking, yeah, maybe every now and then you got a chance. You get lucky. But most of the times they're going to think, oh, you're a creep. Guess what? If a fucking stud, if a true Adam, to use some fucking black pill words here right now, comes up to your girl, not your girl, any girl, and he approaches her, he could be rude with her, he could be a dickhead, he could be way too confident, he could be all these things where she'd be like, oh, this guy, but at least he looks good, so he can allow himself to do those things. And it's true, because back in the days, I know if I said some things that I wanted to say, they'd just blow me off, they'd block me, they'd call me weird, and I'd just be off the radar. No more, missed my chance. Right now, bro, it doesn't really matter what I say. As soon as you get attractive, you can allow yourself to say some things that most people could never. And why? Because they know at the end of the day, they'd rather have a fucking dickhead who at least got abs and a fucking developed biceps than a dickhead who doesn't have it. Because most girls nowadays, obviously if you're trying to find like a wife, then that's also gonna help. But most women out here on the streets, they're gonna be like, fucking all men are dickheads. It just is that way, okay? Just like most men out here think, oh, all women are sluts. That's just the world we're living in right now. Unfortunately, it had to come that way. But most men think that way, and most women think that way. So, in the back of her mind, she'd be like, okay, this guy is a pain to deal with, because he's just way too cocky, and he's got fucking opinions. So she's gonna not agree with everything you're gonna say. If you now have a six-pack and you look fucking great, she's gonna be like, I'd rather be with a stud than someone who's gonna have the same opinions but is fucking ugly. So let me just fucking deal with it. Honestly, I'd rather just deal with this guy than a guy that's ugly and has the same things, you know? So for that reason, girls will also be more attracted to you, because it's just that much easier, bro. If you look good, you can get away with stuff, and you can't do that if you're ugly. And ugly doesn't mean facially, it means literally from the neck down. That is what matters most. People think face matters most. Yes, in a way, but even if you're ugly from your face and you have a shredded body, you put your body on Tinder or Snapchat or Instagram, take pictures with your phone in front of your head, you're gonna get matches. You're gonna get matches and you're gonna get dates. It is that simple. It literally is that simple. But you can't do that if you only have a pretty face, because a pretty face can literally, like, if you've got a pretty face but you're skinny all around or fat all around, like, no one really gives a shit. But if you build up a shredded body, people see, oh yeah, well, at least he's disciplined, right? That's something. And it's hot. That's cool. He's muscular. He's strong. He could protect me. That's what girls think. Simple. It's just natural. So you're going to get way more girls, because girls will come up and approach you. Not just you have to approach girls. Girls will be attracted to you for that chance. Not, oh, I have to do every single approach, because no woman would have initial attraction towards me because I'm just not looking good. Women will find you attractive and they will come up to you. It's crazy to you right now to imagine that, but that's the reality people with muscle are living in. Not to flex, but just to make you aware that there are some different people in this world, you know, and if you want that, if you want a piece of that, you can. But what you need to do is be in the gym in 2026. Can you do that? I don't know. So, the final piece of the puzzle. Now, we have the CRG method completely down. That is why it is a brilliant idea for you to start going to the gym in 2026. Even if you have shit genetics right now, it doesn't matter. It does not matter where you start. It only matters where you end up in. And every single slightest improvement is going to be a huge win. Because trust me, if you look just 20% better, if you go from a 4 to a 6, I don't know if that's 20%. I have no fucking clue. But if you go from a 4 to a 6, I guarantee you the world will feel different. The world will treat you different. You will treat yourself different. Your energy will be different. It's all going to be so much better. And just so you know, I personally work with clients. I help people get this transformation. I help people get in shape. If you want the shortcuts to getting in shape, then you can work one-to-one with me. If that's something you'd be interested in, then you can check out the first link down in the video description and book a free one-to-one call with me to see if you'd be a good fit for my program, The Limitless Blueprint. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more of me, watch this video right here. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I love you and I see you in the next one.